It's time to rate all of the cards in Battle Spirit Saga. This video will include all of the red cards from the starter deck and the first set Dawn of History. We'll start with Red's Star Dragon cards. Quicksand Dragon and Phobos Dragoon are 1-star. These are just bad vanillas. The other Star Dragon I'm giving a 1-star rating to is Moonbow Dragoon. It's just a bad card. Don't play it. These next cards I'm giving 3 stars to for being more experimental than staples for the Zigworm Nova deck. Galaxy Dragon Andromedios has a cool excavating effect on attack, but it's not quite big enough at level 2 to really capitalize on it. Nebula Dragon is basically the only spirit right now with a quote-unquote double symbol, which makes this an interesting card. I think it's good in a hyper-offensive red deck, but not quite good enough for the Zigworm Nova deck. Then there's White Hole Dragon and Ares Dragoon. Ares Dragoon has a really powerful level 3 effect that could be a secondary win con for the Zigworm Nova deck, but you need 6 cores on it, which is a lot. And White Hole Dragon is the only other awakened spirit that's playable aside from Zigworm Nova. I don't think the Zigworm Nova deck will ultimately go in this direction, but I do think it's at least worth experimenting. Star Dragons have 2 Nexuses related to them, where stars are born and Star Altar. These are interesting, but aren't good enough to play over other Nexuses that Red has access to. I can see people trying to play these alongside Volcanic Canyon, but ultimately I think there are better cards to play over these. And now, the cards that will be played and will be great. Zigworm Nova, Imperial Thunder Dragon Zigworm, Divine Halberd Dragon Arc, Andromeda, Big Bane Energy, and Rain Needle. All of them 5 stars. OG Zigworm is the only one of these cards that sticks out like a sore thumb because I don't think it's actually that good of a card. It's just that you have to play it for Zigworm Nova's life gain effect, so it technically gets the 5-star treatment with the others. And yes, Zigworm Nova is going to be great. Getting its level 2 effect off even once is going to be backbreaking for a lot of decks, and the faster Red can get Zigworm Nova on the board, the faster it can win, which is why I think Big Bane Energy is not just a tech, but essential to the deck. High rolling into Big Bane Energy early, even if you're at something like 4 life, is going to be massive. Andromeda is the other 6-cost Star Dragon that the deck will play alongside OG Zigworm. Divine Halberd Dragon Arc is a great card against aggro decks that just happens to be a Star Dragon. And Rain Needle is one of the best vanillas. Literally, every red deck that isn't a pterosaur deck should play Rain Needle. All of these cards will form the core of the Zigworm Nova deck, which is going to be fighting purple for the best deck in the format. Next up are the pterosaur cards. The only card in this category that I'm giving a 1-star to is Iguaknife. It's a bad card. Maybe if it was actually a pterosaur, people would try it, but it's not, so don't play it. The reason to play a pterosaur deck is the X-Rare Jurassic King Giganorex. This card is amazing. It's a big card with good battle effects that you can get on the field pretty quickly. I'm going to give this card 4 stars. The pterosaur deck lives and dies on this one card, and if you don't find Rex fast enough, you will lose. As for the other pterosaur cards, I do think the deck literally just plays all of them. Centaurosaurus, Raging Dino Tyrannorex, Blade Dino Parasaur, Dino Man Tyrannoid, and even the vanillas, Oviraptodon, Ankylosauroid Gaston, and Pentaceratop. All of them 4 stars. Tyrannorex is probably the most interesting card to note because, like its X-Rare counterpart, it has really good battle effects on a body with decent stats. If the Zigworm Nova deck wasn't already playing a bunch of big cards, I'd probably give this card 5 stars instead of 4. Then there's the Pterosaur Nexus Ancient Fault, which I'm actually going to give 3 stars. I don't think the pterosaur deck needs to play this card. It's a little too expensive, and it doesn't do enough to be considered a staple in that deck. Of course, you probably noticed that Giganorex also interacts with Emperor Beasts. So, let us now go over those. Horned Penguin and Vajranosaurus are just bad vanillas, so 1 star. Cornered Flame Rat, 1 star. Conditional level 2 draw effect is not good enough. And no, the 2-cost yellow deck won't play this either. There are better off-color 2-cost spirits to play over this one. Blazing Boar is a card that I want to give a 1 star to, but I think it will see enough play that it warrants at least 2 stars. While it has a decent effect, I just think this card is too slow. Dilophosa, 2 stars. Great stats for the cost, but the fact that it can't block hurts it enough that it won't see consistent play. Flame Emperor Agnaphon is a tech card that I'll give 3 stars to. It'll be pretty good against yellow and purple, but immediately sided out against other decks. 4 stars to Bearded Eagle. This is actually one of the better vanillas, and it will see play in the pterosaur deck. And the fact that it's a 3-cost with 3 reduction symbols means that this will also be included in the hyper-aggressive red deck. Thunder Leon, 4 stars. This is an anti-aggro card that will see play in the pterosaur deck, and sometimes played in the Zigworm Nova deck. And then, there's Fierce Gore Horn Grizzly. This is an innocuous card that I didn't think much of at first, but I've been seeing a lot of people online early testing with this in almost every red deck. The idea is to play this on turn 1 and just threaten a 6k confront attack on the next turn. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Not only is the pterosaur deck going to play this, the Zigworm Nova deck is going to play this. 5 stars to the Grizzly. And now for the rest of the red cards. Dragnogard and Dragron Trooper, 2 stars. These will only see play in the Hyper Aggro red deck. Dragno Shock Troop, 1 star. Way too small to take advantage of Awaken. Dragron Captain, 1 star. Bad vanilla. Blaze Dragonoid Mogwo, 1 star. Decent stats for a turn 2 play, but that's not good enough for competitive. Flamefish, 5 stars. I love this card. Just an annoying card to play early game in red, and the 2-cost yellow deck will also love this card. Volcanic Canyon, 5 stars. This is red's best Nexus, and every red deck should include it. While its effect doesn't plus in card advantage, it will help you get to the cards that you want to see. Scorched Battlefield, 3 stars. While Canyon is a staple, this card is not bad either. I expect red decks to experiment with this. Sacred Thundering Peaks, 1 star. Its first effect is too slow, and the second effect is a little too expensive for decks to properly take advantage of. Volcanic Break, 5 stars. This is red's main removal spell for big stuff. Expect red decks to have at least 2 of these included. Burning Force, 5 stars. Red's main removal spell against aggressive decks. I've even seen people include this card in their yellow Michaela decks. Charged Draw, 4 stars. You would think that with the existence of Star Blessed Draw that you wouldn't need this card, but it turns out red does like having extra draw power. Not a card I think every red deck will play, but people are definitely going to play around with the ratios of this. I already went over the bursts in another video, but I'll rapid fire these. Star Blessed Draw, 5 stars. Firewall, 4 stars. Flame Breath, 1 star. Landmine, 2 stars. And Feral Slash, 3 stars. Overall, red is looking to be one of the best colors in the first format, alongside purple. And, of course, because it's red, I expect a lot of people in general will gravitate towards this color. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my ratings for the other 3 colors. Until next time, laters.